Okay, so hello and welcome to our group project. We are Team 30. So our brief is from Agilisys, which is how can smart technology be used to promote independent and self-sufficient living among the vulnerable and elderly people? Okay, so the problem that we're trying to address is that there is an increasing need to streamline the home care delivery service to promote independent living so that care services are cost effective, fit for purpose, and easily accessible. This is important because we have an aging population with, according to a 2019 survey, 24% of the population are 60 and above. This means that there is increasing need for home care and that there is increasing need for carers to go into homes and provide services to the housebound. We are seeking to come up with a smart technology that will help to solve this problem. So this is our group charter. So our team's goal is to use smart technology to increase the amount of knowledge and information that care organisations have on housebound patients. So we believe that this will help to personalise healthcare, which will improve the quality of services that care organisations can provide, as there'll be more information that can be used for care plans. We aim to achieve this goal through the use of a smart tracker that collects data on various health and movement metrics. So to communicate and create our project, we used Zoom. So Zoom was used for group meetings and to discuss and share ideas with one another. We scheduled meetings well in advance and they were always well attended. We've also recorded this presentation on Zoom, which will then be uploaded to YouTube. We also used Google Slides. This was a way of collaborating all together. It was one document that everybody could work on at the same time. It allowed members of the team to kind of view what other people had done, and therefore there was no kind of overlap in the work that we were doing. We also established a WhatsApp group where everybody discussed issues and where we set meetings and just shared general ideas. So the product that we've come up with is called Agilisys Tech. So this is a smart tracking device which monitors the vital signs and movement of homebound service users. So the data that the tracker collects can be analysed, probably by data analysts, to better understand the habits of housebound service users. So this could be movements throughout the day, but it will also collect data on heart rate and kind of just general habits throughout the day. It also will contain a button which will be able to be pressed when requiring emergency care. This means that we can increase the response to get to the homebound and make sure that they get the care that they require. So our customer base are both public and private social care organisations, but as Agilisys is a company that aims to kind of help with public health organisations, it will mainly be public care organisations that kind of get the most benefit out of our product. We're targeting this market because we believe that they are the decision makers who are responsible for the purchasing of the product. They're also the ones that would decide whether to implement it as on the day-to-day basis. And it's easier for them to buy in bulk, which would obviously lead to higher sales. If we're just dealing with specific kind of care homes or areas, it's more difficult for them to kind of buy, and they're going to buy lower quantities. Whereas if we're dealing with the care organisations themselves, they're going to buy in higher amounts, which means that we are going to increase sales.
So we've put together a marketing plan in order to reach these customers. So this is based on the See, Think, Do, Care framework. And so at the C stage, our key aim is to reach care companies involved with older and vulnerable people interested in reducing costs and the need to physically visit those they care for. At the Think stage, we're aiming to reach the same care companies involved with the same people, but at this stage, they are thinking about buying products to reduce costs and the need to visit those they care for. At the do stage, we're again aiming for the same care companies, but these are people that are actually buying our product or putting them in the basket from our website. And at the care stage, we're thinking about companies that have purchased the product previously. Could you go to the next slide? So in terms of social, we're thinking about what we'll post on our social media in order to engage with our customers. At the C stage, we want to post fact-oriented posts and ads across LinkedIn, Facebook, and Twitter. And all these posts will have links to the website for more information about our product and how it works. At the think stage, we want to have ads and posts on social media platforms that are further explaining the functions of the product. We also want reviews on trusted care-related sites so that the care companies know they can trust our product and can see it in relation to other products that they might be looking at getting. We also want to be featured on the Agilisys podcast because we know that's a good place to get more information both about the company and about the product. At the do stage, we want social media posts with discounts or offers for bundle purchases of the product or for return buyers. We also would like carers acting as influencers, speaking about the benefits of the product in their experience, and care company representatives speaking about the difference it's made and the costs. At the care stage, we'd like to engage with customers who have reviewed by replying or commenting on their posts. And we'd also be interested in doing a forum or a poll on social media so that we make sure we receive feedback and show we're willing to listen and improve our product. In terms of content, at the C stage, we're thinking about the entertaining and hero content. So we want LinkedIn, Facebook, and Twitter posts showing facts about the difficulties and costs of care and how the product can help. For the think stage, we'd like educational and help content. So ads, reviews, and the podcast going into more detail about how the product works, its features, and examples of how this can improve home care. At the do stage, we want convincing hub content. So regular content showing how the product has changed specific people's lives. For example, care workers speaking about care with and without the product, kind of emotional content that will get to our audience and hopefully get them interested in buying. And then convincing content, which is the reviews and feedback and having open conversations. And then in terms of display, for the C stage, we'd like video ads showing the current difficulties facing older, vulnerable people living at home, the costs and difficulties of providing in-care person for these individuals, and the benefits of being able to monitor these individuals from a distance. At the think stage, we'd want to display video ads showing how the product works, and maybe in these video ads showing a simulation of the product and the connected app or the way that it's tracked from a distance, what it monitors, how this can be seen, and how conclusions can be made from the data gathered so that potential customers really have an understanding of how the product works and how it would benefit them. At the do stage, we'd like ads with discounts for bundle purchases or returning customers. And at the care stage, video content of people's reviews and content showing how the feedback that we get is being used to improve our product. Finally, we'd use a series of search terms and keywords so that our product can be found. So words like care, vulnerable, elderly, independent living, home care improvements, and then obviously adding these words as we go along. More to do with Agilisys and the Agilisys podcast and the discounts and the reviews and feedback that we have on our product.
So our value proposition is to kind of deliver a wearable technology. So in this case, a fitness tracker or some sort of health monitor that's going to kind of monitor the progress and performance of the clients, with our main customers being healthcare companies or caregivers. And so this is going to kind of resolve the issues of dependency on caregivers, and to kind of like reduce the number of caregivers, reduce the frequency of caregivers visiting clients. And so in terms of our customers, we hope that the healthcare companies can kind of utilize this sort of technology to create more independency, but still kind of giving out and providing the same quality of care. And the kind of benefits that we're looking for, and the kind of benefits that the customers are looking for, is to kind of receive a frequent update on the healthcare of the clients and the patients, and ensuring that they're still doing well, as well as providing more independent care and providing emergency care. So the way that we're kind of providing this with our product is kind of creating a fitness tracker that will track the data to ensure that the patients, things like blood pressure, heart rate, step count, all these things are constantly monitored by healthcare professionals. We've also added an alert button feature onto the product. And so in the case of an incident, they are taken care of. The sort of issues that this is resolving is that it's kind of saving time of the caregivers, whilst also encouraging a healthier lifestyle for the elderly. And families and friends of the person can also be rest assured that the person's being taken care of. And added benefits to this is that we have an emergency button. So like I said, in the incidence of an emergency, they are taken care of. They do provide immediate care, which doesn't occur if there's a caregiver. It encourages more independency in the elderly. It also enables the caregiver and health professionals to still kind of provide the same quality of care, and also able to track other sort of health information. So if they do have other health issues, that can also be immediately identified. But yeah, that's the solution we've come up with for the benefits customers are looking for.
Okay, so as you can see from the slide, we've used our business plan to essentially highlight our model. So we've identified care companies as our customer segments as they monitor the individuals they care for, which makes them also our early adopters, since they would give us a good base to understand how exactly we want to deliver this product and if there's anything else that we essentially want to add to it. Again, to reiterate, the problem that we've recognized is that old people are unable to live in their own homes as they're aging due to changes in their health and mobility. Again, so the primary problems that we had highlighted were the risk of falling, for instance, high rates of malnutrition, and also the lack of help, which brings us on to our solution, which our product provides us with, which is measuring heart rates, monitoring sleeping habits, food intake, and physical health. And we've also provided an alert button that on the watch that lets them alert anyone else if they need any help. So put these together, we've proposed our unique value proposition to be using data to transform care. So we've collected all of this data and we've put it together in order to provide a product that caters to each individual personally, allowing care companies to deliver their product in the best way possible.
So for the channels that we'll be using, as Rhiannon said before, the podcast, as well as investing in adverts and creating a friendly website that can be used through smartwatches and phones, and also a hub that can be used to see a dashboard of all the information. For the finance, we've looked at the cost structure and we've seen that fixed costs include advertising of the products as well as components of the smartwatch. We've also seen that the variable cost can include transportation and getting the products out. And there is a less focus on the profit margin, and it focuses more on providing the service. For the revenue streams, we've looked at increasing revenue through brand loyalty and also contracts with care homes and care companies. And as well, and we've also looked at the fact of providing discounts for bulk companies buying in bulk. For the key metrics, we've looked at social media so we can see what's happening on the social media pages and the views. We've looked at website visits, which looks at the same thing, and then obviously advertising and the different types of advertising that we can use.
So MVP stands for minimum viable product. And MVP is a pioneer product version with raw functionality and features. The purpose is to create an appealing bait for investors, check the product's vision on the market, optimize resources to be spent on market research, and tailor a product market fit that strategy. We are going to make 2 products which both do the same job, but we would like to offer a choice to our clients. One is a wristband and the other is a vest. And this version may only track position, movement, and heart rate. But from this version, more features can then be added based on client feedback. We anticipate negative feedback regarding data tracking. However, we do not intend to change this as it is a key part of the products, and we can instead explain why it is important to track data to help people.
So looking back at our project, we've identified a couple of things that we believe that we've done well and improvements that we could have possibly made. So for what went well, our group has collectively agreed on the fact that we worked well as a team and the roles were divided quite well as well. Everyone also worked well to deadlines and they were all pretty responsive. However, we also believe that maybe next time, instead of just allocating allocating parts of the project to each other, we could define our roles more specifically. And also we believe that we could have provided a greater detail on the product and maybe even come up with a mock design if, of course, if we were provided more of a time frame. Yeah.